You're live. Oh, look at that. Darren's on already, NMD. Good evening, Darren. Scotty's on there. Oh, and there's 5 people total on YouTube, so just let us know who's out there. I know Darren's there and Scott. Anybody else, if you just want to give your name or your call sign or whatever, that'd be awesome. And we'll be going live in just one moment. Hope everyone's had a great day. Oh, Steve McEdwards is there. Good evening, Steve. Or that's Grandpa. We'll just start calling you Gramps. Good. Gary Z is in. Or Zed, sorry. We are in Canada. Good to have you with us, Gary. And it is 7 o'clock, so let's get it going. Good evening, everybody. This is Laird, VE3LKS, and welcome to the COVID-19 Rag Chew, Week 8. Wow, this week just flew by. I don't know where it went. All I know is that I'm going to enjoy my bed tonight when I get there, man. I'm just bagged right now. I don't know why, but maybe it's just because it's the end of the week and I don't have to work tomorrow. Anyways, with that, we will take a standby and see if anybody wants to check in with the Rag Chew this evening. If so, please come now.
VA3, RTV.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Alpha Hotel.
To come back, make sure.
3 EKW.
VA3 KJI.
VE3 CRU.
Victor Alpha 3, Tango Papa Sierra.
Victor Echo 3, Victor Golf Juliet.
Victor Alpha 3, Delta Charlie Echo.
E3HIX.
Bravo Zulu.
Okay, I'll tell you what I have so far. I've got Jeffrey, VA3RTV, Brian, VA3BAH, Rylan and Mark, VE3DKW, Grant, VA3KJI, Bill, VE3CRU, Steve, VA3TPS. Let's see, where did I leave off here? Joe, VE3VGJ, Doug, VA3DCE, Bob, VE3HIX, and then the next two, I'm not sure, but I think I heard William, VA3WBZ, and Scott, VE3RPN. Bill, was that you? Or sorry, William, was that you?
It's Roger, VA3, Whiskey Bravo Zulu. I'm here.
Okay, very good. And was the other call sign, was that you, Scott?
Yep, VE3RPN.
Okay, very good. And does anybody else want to check in with the COVID-19 Rag Chew at this time?
Victor VE3IRB. Victor Echo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet.
VE3SY. VE3IGX.
Okay, in that round, I copied Robert, VE3IRB, Peter, VE3PWJ, Jimmy, VE3SOI, and Cam, VE3IGX. Anybody else? Okay, very good. Well, Jeff's got the online grill going on our YouTube station. So mosey on over there and belly up to the bar. I won't be partaking tonight. Jeff's got the worst possible menu ever, liver and onions. Oh, I think he does that just to annoy me. And let's see, who else is online? Gary Zed is online as well. So looks like we got, and there's a total of 13 people on YouTube. So people need to start just putting in their name so we know who you are on there. And with that, we will go back up to the top to Jeffrey, VA3RTV, and I have no idea what we want to talk about tonight, but I'll let you start it off, and maybe you can give us some ideas and take it from there.
Yes, good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, I don't know either, but I am having trouble with my leg, and I'm having to elevate my leg because I can't be near my radio, so I'm now using Bluetooth, and I just hope it's working okay. And I think we'll eventually come round to a couple of topics that people can talk about. So at the moment, the only thing I can think of is I'm hoping that it's a go-ahead for tomorrow for the Zoom get-together at 3 o'clock. I was talking to Lee, and he was very interested as well. Okay, thanks. Back to you, Laird.
Excellent. Well, there's a good topic to start off with right there. I was hoping to do a short presentation on how to use Chirp. That's the software that you use to program your radios. So, or at least most of them. Not all radios you can program with it, but a lot of them you can. So that was one idea. And if anybody has other ideas that they would like to see and possibly present, I won't be presenting everything. I don't have time to put all the ideas down, but into a presentation. But as you know, with Zoom, it doesn't take much. All you have to do is be able to show it on your desktop, and you can share your desktop. So if anybody has anything else interesting that they would like to show whoever turns up, that'd be great. If you do want to be on the Zoom tomorrow, you are going to have to send me your email address or let me know who wants to be involved. And let me see, I had those fancy graphics here not too long ago. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. Having some technical difficulties. But yes, so let me just roll this fancy graphic up on the screen here for those that are on YouTube. Send me an email at this email address, and for those on the radio, it's just my call sign, Victor Echo 3 Lima Kilowatt Sierra at yahoo.ca. And I've got it held up so the guys online can see it as well. And that's open for anybody. You don't have to be a member. If Jeff and Gary want to join us and anybody else on YouTube, you're more than willing. I just need to know your email address so I can send you the invite. Anyways, with that being said, down to Brian, VA3BAH.
Well, good evening, Laird, and everyone else on net. Pleasure to see you on the air. Continuing on, how many days is this now, by the way? The Picton Club is bragging now they have 45 days in a row. So, how many days has this been on?
Yeah, you know you're having a good night when you pick up your mouse and try talking into it. Let's see. I feel like Jeffrey now. We've been on, this is 8 weeks, so we've been on 35 plus 2. So we've been on 37 nights. Because the first week wasn't a complete week. It was just I think 2 or 3 nights. Yeah, so we're close. I don't know how much fun they're having, and are they live streaming? Do they have an online bar and grill? If not, well, we get bonus points for that.
Oh, you absolutely are very unique with respect to an online grill and the live streaming. No doubt about it. So I haven't even started doing that with the Nooner here in Kingston. And I understand that the Berry Club is doing not sure what time they do theirs. So from my perspective, the Brockville Club does one at 8 a.m. There's the Picton and Quinty clubs do a joint at 10 a.m. My nooner here in Kingston, and yours at 7 p.m., and I'm not sure of anything in between. So maybe at the end of all this, we should submit statistics to RAC, and it'll end up in the amateur magazine. By the way, is there a question for the night? I didn't hear. Besides my order for liver and onions with all fixins, slathered with gravy, mashed potatoes, and sweet peas. Back to you.
I swear you guys are doing this just to get under my skin. Very good. No, the topic for the evening, one of the topics is if you have any ideas and would like to present anything tomorrow when we do our Zoom meeting. And our Zoom meeting is going to be open to the first 100 people that want to join. So that's more than we have club members. So if other people want to join in, they're more than welcome, but I will need them to send me an email address or an email so I can include them in the invitation. Otherwise, they won't get in. And so that's it. So if you have any ideas, think about something, and the second time around, you can let me know. And it'll be open to any of your guys too, Brian, so you can send them out an email tonight. So far, I said that I would do a quick little demonstration on Chirp software to program your radios. VE3 DKW, Mark and Ryland.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Me and my dad have been doing is working on the Volvo out here, and we just got it running not too long ago. It sounds like a NASCAR. That's pretty much it I have to think about right now. So back to you, Laird.
Excellent. Are you a NASCAR fan too? Because I just don't have my Jimmy Johnson 48 hat and shirt on right now.
Yes, I do like NASCAR. I went to the track out in Blackstock or somewhere out there.
Excellent. Sometime you're going to need to try to get down to the States to see one of the Cup races. I've been to Michigan a few times, and it's just fantastic. It's you go there and you camp for the whole weekend, and you go to the qualifying runs. You go to the truck races on Saturday afternoon. You go to the main race on Sunday, and it's just, you would thoroughly love it. Who's your favorite driver by chance?
I don't know. I just like pretty much all of them.
Okay, very good. Not a bad answer. Not a bad answer. And I've been watching the iRacing. It's on tomorrow afternoon, actually. And it's all the guys that would normally race NASCAR, but they're doing it online, computer generated. So it's really cool. You want to look that up. I think it's at 3:00 on TSN, and it's almost realistic. It really is. Anyways, let's go down to the next one. VA3 KJI Grant.
You know, Laird, for a guy who enjoys watching people turn left and going fast, I thought for sure he'd be a liver and onions guy. And, and don't turn around because we'll see the shine of the redness of your neck come up out. It's funny, my sister married a guy, and he's a turn left, go fast fan too, so now she went that way. So I don't know what would ever happen if they ever got out on the road and had to make a right turn, but anyway, maybe that's a good topic. And I sent you an email request. I'd love to be on the meeting tomorrow, and maybe we could, I don't know if it's time, and I'm definitely not educated enough in it, but we could do a VNA talk, the Nano, unless we want to wait for a meeting. Anyway, over to you, sir, and again, thank you for doing this. I know it especially for a guy who's still working, it must be pretty tough, but I was speaking to my wife today how much I appreciated getting on here every night. Over to you.
Yes, and your wife keeps sending me those $10 every day on an e-transfer because she enjoys getting rid of you for an hour or two every night too. Hi, hi. You should see the money I'm making off of this thing. Yes, no, I like getting my redneck on, and let me tell you, I won't go into it too much, but when you're at a NASCAR race, you go down there. The best seats are actually high up. It's not like hockey or baseball or something like that where you want to be down low. You want to be high up because the higher up you are, the more of the track you can see. But during the race, you have to go down right by the track and stand by the fence. And when the cars come by, your chest just literally thumps. It's like someone standing in front of you hitting your chest because, I mean, they're just straight pipes and all that horsepower. It's just really impressive. Anyways, don't get me started because I'm missing NASCAR. VE3 CRU, Bill.
VE3CRU here, thanks. How's everybody on frequency tonight? First of all, I've learned not to compete with Victor Alpha 3 Romeo Tango Victor to the first on the check-in, because when I do, he stomps on me, I get lost in the shuffle, and I have to check in later down the log. Next, very popular subject, I will not get involved with liver, so I'd love to, but instead, I'm going to throw another dig at El Presidente. This Saturday is the 6-meter sprint, 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and I will be very much avoiding some of these people who like to do machine-to-machine crazy FT8 contacts, not mentioning anybody in particular that likes to use it, but I will be looking for single sideband contacts only, more to listen than to actually contest. I just want using the 817 that I got in the car now. And they say, I just want to listen and see what I can hear. So the fair item, what's going on today, bagging up all kinds of leaves, branches, and all that, cut a lot more down, and got a lot more to go. But the last thing, which many people out here are familiar with, many of you may have put in a pool after you bought your house, and know that you have to put in a fencing compliant with the bylaws for property owners with a pool, and as I say, up to stuff. Well, I have a neighbor next door to me who, maybe 25 years ago, maybe more, put in a pool, put in the proper fence inside the property line, 3 to 9 inches inside the property line, but did not maintain the weeds and all that that grew on that property. They were horrible. So now, fence posts have rotted out, and he wants me to get some good for 50% of it, including new concrete and all that. What he doesn't know is the upper fence that holds the lattice is also rotting, but the back fence right along the back of the property, which borders rough parkland, the fence is totally collapsed on it. So he's in dire straits for money. He wants me to be responsible for some of it, and I'm just saying, not my fence, not my problem. Back to that.
Yeah, fences can be a tricky thing, Bill, and all I can say is we finally agree on something. We both dislike liver and onions. I'm starting to like you just a tiny bit, Bill, just a tiny bit. Very good. And yeah, good luck with those contests. Let me know where you're going to be, and I'll come over there and fire up my FT8 stuff. Hi. Yes, fences make good neighbors, but yeah, when it comes to people with pools, I'm not sure who's responsible for that. I know I sort of have a similar problem right now where the fence is rotting out, and it's because the neighbor who lives there now didn't put the pool in. Someone previous did, and they didn't get rid of the dirt. They just stacked it up, and so it's like up about 1.5 feet up the fence on their side, and it's just rotted the fence right out. But oh well, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. VA3 TPS Steve, Grandpa Steve, how's it going?
Good evening, Larry. Is everybody on frequency tonight? Welcome to Friday. Well, Been a short week. Well, it's going pretty good today. Pretty quiet, didn't do a whole lot. Just kind of took it easy and stayed out of trouble. And puttered, did some cards and stuff like that. Not much else to report there. Back to you.
Okay, so it sounds like you did have a quiet day, Steve. That's nice for a change, I guess. But yeah, and the weather really wasn't. I mean, it was a beautiful day, but man, was it chilly. I thought I would get up and go to No Frills for 7:30, and I was standing outside for about 15 minutes and just about froze. But it was yeah, just a wee bit too chilly, and it's supposed to get worse tomorrow. The only good thing is that a friend of mine up in Bracebridge, she sent some pictures on Facebook today where they had snow overnight, so we didn't get it that bad. This time of year, I'm not sure if I want snow. Anyways, let's see. VE3 VGJ Joe. Oh, and Grant was saying about the Nano for tomorrow. I think we're going to hold off on the Nano because Joe is working on getting a webcam for his PC, and I would want him to do part of the presentation. And so I think we're going to do that in a couple of weekends when we have our club meeting. Him and Darren will do some stuff on the Nano. So a great idea, but we're going to hold off on that one. It's in the works. It just won't be tomorrow. Joe, VE3 VGJ. This is VE3 LKS.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, it definitely is a cool one out there today. I don't know if everybody knows about this, but it's the 75th anniversary of VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, and World War II ended in Europe there. So that's VE Day today. Also, Snowbird. They're supposed to fly over at some time. I've been watching the schedule, and right now, by the looks of it, they're landed in Trenton today. But I'm trying to figure out when they're going to be over this area. I'm sure they're going to be along the waterfront here, at least Oshawa or Toronto. I'm not sure what their routes will be. But it's sort of, they're playing by, from what I got off the internet and their website, they play it by the way the weather's going to be. So tomorrow might not be a good day for it. But if anybody hears about it, maybe say something on the air or something. But I've been watching closely just to see what the next schedule is. Back to you.
You know what? I think IRB mentioned something about that on Facebook. So maybe when it gets down to Bob, he can he may have more information on that. And Jeff online is wondering if, or was it Gary? It was Gary. He has a general question about the live streaming a ham net session. Should the chat be directed toward the topic of the day, or is it only for the bar and grill? No. It's open for anything you'd like, Gary. So if you want to put some comments in as to what you would like to see on our meeting tomorrow, or just in any questions, anything you want to know about ham radio, feel free to use that. Now, I may not catch it right away, but other guys might, and pick up on it and let me know. So yes, by all means, there's no restrictions on the comments. We just say to keep it civil and keep it clean. That's all, because it's a mixed audience watching it, so we need to keep it family oriented. VA3 DCE Doug.
Good evening, Laird. Everybody on frequency. Your liver and onions story takes me back over 60 years. My mother insisted we have liver every month, once a month, for the iron in it. And I haven't had liver in 60 years now. I'm due now, so if Jeff would like to take my order, I'll have liver, hold the onions, and fries on the side, please. And on tomorrow afternoon, you're talking about a Zoom meeting, but the time seems to conflict with your NASCAR simulation that you're talking about, too. So I don't know what you're going to do there, Larry. Back to you.
Well, thanks to modern technology, I can PVR it, and that way I can skip through all the commercials. That's what I usually do with the normal NASCAR race too. I cheat a bit. I PVR it, and then I'll watch it later that night, and I can skip through the commercials. And when there's a big wreck, I can watch the wreck a couple of times, and then I can fast forward, go through all the the downtime they have, and pick it right back up when they pick up the racing again. So yeah, that's our Zoom meeting. We're planning it for around 3 o'clock tomorrow. So yeah, it will be in the middle of the iRacing, but not a problem. I've got it covered, Doug. VE3HIX, Bob.
Good evening, Larry, and good evening, everybody on the repeater. I was just looking up some classifications for field day, especially for the stay-at-home type of stations. And I found that basically you've got Class D and E. Class D, of course, is your normal station with AC power inlet and your normal antenna and your normal rig. But Class E is the same thing, but with a generator operating. Basic difference. Still with the normal rig and the normal antenna. The problem is that most people will be a Class D, and they're not allowed to rack up points unless they talk to somebody in a different classification. That is, somebody in Class D can't talk to somebody else in Class D, because it's not from home to home type operation. It's supposed to be a field day operation. So I'll be operating, I guess, with a generator and an extension cord poking in through the window. But I don't know if there'll be anybody to talk to, because most people will be at home without generators as far as I can see. Just wondering if you've given any more thought to field day, Laird. VE3HIX.
I haven't seen anything yet that says we can do it as a group. As an individual, we can. If I did it at home, I could very easily do it as a generator station, because I've got up there somewhere in the ceiling, I've got a pipe that goes outside. I think it's a 3-inch pipe that all my coax runs out from my antennas, so I could easily feed an extension cord back in through and feed the radios that way. I also have a battery out in the garage I could haul in and put on the floor and run the radios off battery power as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's another thing. I think we covered it in our meeting, our club meeting, but I could also touch on that tomorrow as well a bit more for those who are interested. We did have a couple online. Gary Zed is wondering if people could maybe take some pictures of their shack and show them. Yes, that'd be easy to do. For anybody who wants to show some pictures of their radio shack and their radio setup, that'd be awesome. All you have to do is take some pictures and just put them on your screen. And when you're in Zoom, we can allow you to share your screen, and then you would just choose the window that's open with all your pictures, and you choose that, and you can slide through and show the pictures. So great idea, Gary. I'll try to take a few of mine. I think I've got some of the repeater too, so I'll see if I can dig some of those out for the meeting as well. And let's see. John is online tonight. I'm not sure why he's not on his radio yet, but maybe later. And he would like more info on building a magnetic antenna. Now, are you referring to the magnetic loop, John? Let me know in your comments there if you're referring to a magnetic loop. Because I mean, I've got a mag mount antenna, but I don't think that's what you're referring to on my vehicle. Let's see. Did that answer your question, Bob?
Yes, it did. As far as what we discussed before, I just wanted to relate that I hadn't realized that a Class D home station can't talk to another Class D home station, but a Class E with a generator or batteries, they can of course talk to everybody and get the points for it as well. So with that type of thing cleared up, I guess as many people as possible should be operating at home with a generator or battery. Back to you, Laird, VE3HIX.
Yes, it'll be interesting. Luckily, we still have more time to go before that'll hit upon us, but it will be interesting to see what people do. Hope my neighbor doesn't mind the sound of my generator running all night, or my wife, because it'll be right under our bedroom window. And I'll be right below her. The generator will be outside, and I'll be right below. CQ. CQ field day. Oh well, I could get in lots of trouble. I do anyways. VA3 WBZ William.
The 3WZ. Good evening, Laird. How I was on net. A couple things here before I forget about them. You're talking about putting a new fence in and all that. If you guys are going to put your fence posts out yourself, to cement it in. I had to do a couple last summer for myself, and I found that a jackhammer worked the greatest to go and bring the concrete out. And it saves a lot of time and money. It's the greatest to go and bring the concrete out. And it saves a lot of time and money if you can get a jackhammer and do it yourself rather than having the crew come in and do it. Actually, if a crew comes in, they probably use a bobcat if they can get in the backyard to pull them out with. But if they can't, do it yourself. A jackhammer works great on that. And just start at the top and keep pounding your way out and pulling the pieces out, and then the post comes out. And then you put your sono tube in and put the post in concrete, the usual thing. Another matter, I was working on my Iron Horse motor today. I was having governor problems with it, and I fixed those this morning. So now things will be working a lot better. I'm going to start sanding it down so I can start painting this engine up. And I no longer look like a shaggy dog out there.
Oh,
I got my hair cut, fellas.
awesome.
No, the wife wasn't willing to go and line people up either to go and do them. So, sorry, guys. I'm one of the few good-looking guys out there now. Oh, hi. And I was talking to Gerard about the old set radios. I can't remember what it's called now. The 19 set radios. I've been looking at those on the internet there. It's pretty interesting equipment that they were using back then. The 19 sets with the Brits were using and the Americans. Pretty good stuff. Okay, back to you, Laird, the A3 WBZ.
Okay, very good, William. Just a quick question. I know you've mentioned several times that the generator you have is what they call an Iron Horse. Would that have been an offshoot of like the Johnson Outboard Motor Company?
Yes, Johnson Iron Horse. They made it in Peterborough. At some point in time, I guess, maybe it was Johnson who made them originally. I'd have to do some checking on that, but I believe Johnson might have bought the Iron Horse company up at some later point in time. And I'll have to do some research on the history of that to find out. And when you were leaning ahead there just a few minutes ago, I was looking at the top of your hair there, and it doesn't look that bad. You don't need a haircut yet. You don't look like a shaggy dog. It's still pretty neat and kempt looking.
Yeah, but you should see how it normally is. Like it's number one on the side usually, and maybe number two on the top, and it's pushed forward with a little bit of a lip at the front. So this is long and out of control, man. And I finally broke down and I trimmed my beard this morning as well. It was starting to bug me a bit. So yes, very good. Okay, yeah, interesting about that motor. Can't wait to see some pictures on that. And maybe if you're going to be on the Zoom meeting tomorrow, if you'd like, you could maybe show us some pictures on there. Scott, VE3RPN, and how's that milkshake going?
Actually, it's VE3LKS. VE3RPN. Actually, believe it or not, there, she's still got it in the fridge. She only drank a little bit, so I guess it's good enough. I said the wife want another one, so but anyway, I might get one tonight. It'll go good with the onions. I'm one of these guys I kind of like Dougie. Only my case, the doctor when I was a kid, because I was a sick kid for 2 years, put me on a liver diet. I could not get on liver after that. Was the one I've taken out of. Unfortunate liver. The only liver I've touched since then, or the one I've taken out of. Unfortunate souls that I've had to work on in the post-mortem lab there at the hospital. Other than that, buddy, I got some information for everybody, so listen closely. A good friend of ours went up to White Feather Farms today, and there is a notice as of now, if you enter the White Feather Farms, you do have to wear a mask. So just to let everybody know, it might Saturday. I was trying to get some for somebody tonight there, for some of you folks, but I haven't had much luck yet. I might try one more place. Anyway, I haven't had much luck yet. I might try one more place. Anyway, that's about all there for this round. Over to you, Laird, V3LKS, V3RPN. Good work, buddy.
Excellent, Scott. Well, I'll tell you, maybe I'll bring the mask that I highlighted on the rag chew that one night. Do you think that will pass?
I would love it. Like spring it. I might have one like that. Have to see you there.
Okay, very good. But thanks for that heads up. It's good to know, because I wouldn't want to get up there and not be able to get my eggs and my tomatoes and my hot apple fritter and my coffee. That'd be terrible. Let's see. VE3IRB, Robert, and do you have any details on the snowbirds flying over?
VE3IRB, yeah, I saw that about the snowbirds, but I off the top of my head, I don't know. I know it's any day now, and I forget the time. Other than that, 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'll try. I might be up at the garden tomorrow, so we'll see. And thanks to Bob for that information on field day. That's interesting. I have a generator, so if I do plan on doing anything, I guess I should make sure I got the generator out. Back to you.
Yep, give it an oil change, make sure it's running, giving a nice output, and away you go. Just make sure the neighbors don't come over and haul it off in the middle of the night because of all the noise it's making. Hi. And yeah, John's online, and he was wondering if anybody knows anything about a 40-meter magnetic loop. So if anybody does, maybe we can discuss that tomorrow during the Zoom meeting. And if anybody knows tonight, feel free to expound your knowledge and share that with us. Give John some information tonight as well. VE3 PWJ Peter.
Well, good evening, Laird, and all the good folks on the net there tonight. You got a good crowd there for sure. And I was just wondering, probably maybe not tomorrow, if you could do one on the programming, because a bunch of us have the GD77 Radio City radios. If you could do a programming thing on that, that could be kind of interesting for the ones of us that have that. So anyway, we'll let you go there and get some more beans for the pot, and we'll wait for the second round there, Laird.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately you can't program the GD77 with Chirp because it's a station. These were radios that were built for business use and not for amateur radio use, and we're sort of taking them and shoehorning them into the amateur radio. So to give a presentation on how to program a GD77, it would be about a 2-week course. At this point, I'd have to say no on that, but I will show you how to use Chirp and program things like the Baofeng UV5R, some of your common radios like Kenwoods and ICOMs, and that a lot of those you can program. Just basically how the functionality of the software works. But it was a good idea, but it's just so intense that it would take, as I say, a couple of weekends to do that. Let's see, who's next? VE3SOI Jimmy.
Good evening to everybody on frequency, and thank you, Laird. I don't have much, not too much traffic to pass, but I would be interested in, if possible, to add SUP, VE3SUP, which is a Pickering repeater, onto the GD77 at some time. If you could help me that way, there, to be appreciated. Also, the Baofeng that I had, the transmit was gone, and so I ordered another one from eBay, and I don't know how long that'll take. But other than that, I'll do a Schwarzenegger imitation, and this is on the COVID-19 thing. The medics, they put the numbers up, and then the numbers come down, and then we don't know what they're doing. We have to wait for the next wave. I don't know. So that's my Schwarzenegger imitation. Back to you.
Very good, Jimmy. Don't give up your day job. Oh, you're retired. That's right. Yes. Oh, I wish I had known you were ordering something because it could be a long trek if it's coming from China. But there is a guy up near Barrie. He's on the one of the Canadian swap shops on Face. They're like $50 or something, and it comes with everything you need: battery, power supply. Just a day or two late here, but that would have been a quick way to get one. Let's
Honest, I'm not late for supper. Anyway, virtual day certificate was supposed to come out today, a week late, and I thought, well, they were saving it for VE Day, but apparently I'm wrong because I was just on there a few hours ago and wasn't available. So with that, and on the liver and onions, I like a side order of bacon, but I don't like it so well done that it becomes brittle. So I'll give it all back to you. VE3LKS, VE3IGX.
Okay, very good, Cam. Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys and your liver and onions, it's one of those things that just baffles my brain. But okay, that's fine. Uh, Okra baffles my brain too. My wife, being a Southerner, having to eat that stuff once in a while just to be polite, it's like, oh my gosh. It ranks just a smidgen above liver and onions on the scale of nastiness. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list. We've got, let me see, 15 check-ins online, 4 more check-ins on YouTube. So I'm sorry, 15 check-ins on the radio, 4 more check-ins on YouTube. So at this time, I will take a standby and see if anybody else wants to check in via the radio. This is Laird VE3LKS, and now's your opportunity.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, sorry, V3XTQ.
V3KZP.
Okay, I copy VE3XEQ, Christopher. Yeah, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. And I copy John, VE3KZT. Anybody else would like to check in at this time? Nothing heard. So, gentlemen, the topic of the evening is we are hoping to do not hoping, we're going to do a Zoom meeting tomorrow at around 3 o'clock. I will send out an invitation probably tomorrow morning, sometime after I get back from getting my groceries. And we're looking for topics. So far, I'm going to do a presentation on the Chirp software and how you can use it to program a lot of different radios that are out there. Gary Zed, one of our YouTube watchers, is interested in seeing pictures of people's ham radio shacks. So I'd encourage everyone to grab your phone, take some pictures, put them on your computer, and that way when we get to a place in the program where we can watch them, you can share your screen, and whatever is basically on, you choose, you put all your pictures in a file like you normally would. And when you call them up, you make it full screen, and then you just share that, and everyone can see it online. So it's really easy to do. We can step you through it right then and there. But we'd love to see pictures of your setups. And so with that, we will send it back to Christopher, VE3XEQ. Nice to hear you in there this evening.
Well, I'm glad to be here, Laird. And you know me, I'll go off topic. I want to talk about the most important and best topic there is. Me. You know, when I was a younger man, I spent a lot of time in the gym pumping iron. You know, every day, every week, every month, year after year. And I tell you something, Arnie Schwarzenegger never had nothing on me. I had my beautiful chestnut brown hair. Then you know, and I had muscles popping out everywhere.
then all of a sudden I got old. And I looked in the full-length mirror, and there it was. You know, snow on the roof, no fire in the furnace, muscles sagging and dragging. You know, and the worst part was women used to have all kinds of pet names for me. Now they just call me names. They just call me names.
Oh, Christopher, this is awesome. And we got Jeff doing the bar and grill, and then we got you doing stand-up comedy. This is awesome. Now we just need some musicians to play in the background, and we got a real good program going on. Hi. Well, good to hear you're having a great day, Christopher. And we'll definitely get back to you on the second round and see what other fun and frivolity you can bring our way. VE3 KZT John, the 40 meter magnetic loop guy. Do you have one already, or you want to build one from scratch?
Good evening, Larry, and all those on Facebook. I'd like to scratch build one. I have lots of hardline coax. I thought would be good to use it to make a loop out of. Just like to find someone with some knowledge on capacitance and lengths and diameters and whatever else might be necessary, so I could try and put something together. And then I thought I could set it out here on field day on my barbecue and smoker, where I have a solar panel power supply. I could run my radio station right off my smoker. So that was my intention. Be back to that VE3KZT.
Well, that's all fine and good, John, but how are you going to know when the smoke gets out of your radio?
Well, that's something I have to work at.
Okay, very good. And for those who don't know what the heck I'm referring to, there's a joke in amateur radio that when the smoke gets, first of all, things don't run on electricity, they run on smoke. And the reason why we know that is when you see puffs of smoke coming out of your radio, it doesn't work anymore, so it must run on smoke and not electricity. Anyways, let's see. I don't think there was any other check-ins, but I will take one short more standby before we go back up to the top again. If anybody would like to check in with the COVID-19 Rag Chew this evening, now's your opportunity. Okay, nothing heard, so look up. Look way up. And we'll go all the way back up to Jeffrey, VA3RTV. So do you have any presentations that you want to give us tomorrow, Jeffrey?
Actually, I don't really have any presentation, but I was just going to make a suggestion as far as showing pictures and what have you. I do the presentation. I do the Zoom on an iPad, and I can just use the iPad as a camera, and I can show the radios and what have you, and talk about them, and it was going to be watching the scene.
Yeah, we need to get John. We need to tell John he needs to get a YouTube account so that he can start making comments on the side, because I don't think I've seen him on the last couple. I don't think I've ever seen him on. To do that, then he can be making comments on the side there too with the rest of the peanut gallery. And the only thing I would suggest is before you try it, maybe tomorrow sometime, do a test run and make sure the lighting is okay, because I know sometimes all you got to do is have too much light coming in the window and it washes everything out. So you may have to add additional lighting in order to have the equipment show up. But that'd be awesome if you could do that. We'll schedule you in, and looking forward to seeing the equipment that you have in your shack. Let's see, VA3, BAH, Brian. And I know you said there's nothing between the Kingston Nooner and our Rag Chew in the evening, but that's because everyone's all worn out. Back to you.
Well, that's a very good point, and especially if you've got the bar and grill on the side here. I've already had a couple of pints. It's a good thing I'm already at home and I don't need Jeff to call me a cab. So, thanks for that. And thanks to Jeff, he's introduced me to a new IPA called Sky's the Limit. So thanks for that. And thanks to Jeff, he's introduced me to a new IPA called Sky's the Limit. And the better part of 9% alcohol, so I'll have to sip that one slowly. You were talking about NASCAR earlier, and as a young kid, I used to go out to Cayuga drag strip quite often. Friday nights was stuck racing, and Saturday and Sunday during the day were drags. And I think the place is still open. I don't drag strip anymore, though. Unfortunately, in Ontario, those places are few and far between. The only place that I think is still in existence is the Brockville Speedway. So on that,
Better watch it. Maybe Jeff's got stocks in that company, and he's just driving up the volume of sales to better his dividends. Yes, Cayuga is still going. A matter of fact, a friend of mine, his brother-in-law, or he's got his cousins. Anyway, some relative of his worked really well. And Tony Stewart, Outlaws and stuff. Saturday afternoon, anybody can go out there. So you could take your pickup truck out there, and I could take my car out there, and we could actually race each other. I'm going to drop here for a second.
Yeah, and we'll go there.
It's I will in.
And then